Hello.
Hi, Ellie. How you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good as usual.
You're always good, huh?
Yeah.
That's the way to be. Might as well be happy. Doesn't do any good to be unhappy, and nobody else cares.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yesterday is that right? Yesterday
Huh?
our conversation was great, and I'm so glad to meet you.
Well, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I enjoyed talking to you too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Before this lesson, uh, I, I, tears. That's medicine tears. I put I put the medicine
The
tears in
artificial tears,
right.
medicine
Uh-huh.
tears.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah. I do not know how to
we call
call that
those
name.
in English. We say eye drops.
Eye drops. Yeah.
I thought you were crying because you got to see me again.
Mm-hmm.
I
Uh-huh.
thought I thought you were crying because you see, oh, my teacher is back. So thank you.
Because I'm so happy to meet you again.
Yeah, yes, thank you, thank you.
I'm honored. You are not Kim Jong Un. Oh, that's funny. In North Korea, when the children meet Kim Jong Un, Kim Jong Un,
Yeah,
they are they are like this one, and during jumping like this,
yeah, I see the pictures.
and they are crying.
Yeah. Oh, those poor people have been brainwashed for so many years. Oh my God.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know, I tell my other Korean students, don't be in a big hurry to reunite the Koreas, because when the Germans did that, when East Germany and West Germany came together, it was a disaster. It
Hmm.
affect. Oops, I lost your picture. I'm gonna. Was that your child? Very cute.
Yeah, I can hear you and I can see your face.
But I can't see yours, so I'm gonna
Mm.
redo it. Hang on. Now I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big disaster for Germany. It caused a lot of problems socially. It caused a lot of problems economically. So I believe the two Koreas will come together sooner or later. But when they do, you just need to take it slow, reintroduce them to the culture slowly. I have a picture that I use a lot when I'm talking to people about how communism doesn't work, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
picture of Korea at
Yeah.
night. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
north you can see two or three lights, but when you get to the south, there's thousands of lights. Okay,
Yes.
and I said, see, and the communists can't even afford to run the lights at night. They're so
Mm-hmm.
poor, Whereas there's no difference in the culture. The Koreans from the north, the Koreans from the south. What's the difference? The economic system. And look
Yes.
how successful South Korea has been.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Their love. I heard they usually eat only potatoes.
Yeah, to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, and if anything happens to the crop, they starve. Which is kind of funny. I don't know why the Chinese don't help them more. Aren't they supposed to be their
Mm-hmm.
communist brothers? Blah blah blah. Of course, the Chinese have trouble feeding themselves too.
Yeah.
They every year they buy a lot of products, farm products from the United States, and Russia was the same way. We sell them. If we stop selling food to Russia, they'd starve to death.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always used to say when the Soviet Union was there, the Soviet Union will never nuke America, because if they do, they'll starve the next winter,
Mm-hmm.
because we'd sell them tons and tons of wheat. But you know, communism is just a joke,
Um,
economic
I'm
joke.
I'm wonder. Actually, Korea is a very so small, tiny country size. Yeah,
Mhm.
but Korean Korea's geopolitical position is very important because so Korean is surrounded by strong country Japan, China, Russia, and America.
Well, America recognized early on Korea's strategic importance in stopping communism.
Yes. So peninsula, our country is peninsula, right? Peninsula.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's
Uh,
important
but
too.
what it does is because of the American presence there, air bases and stuff like that, it's like a dagger pointing into the heart of both Russia and
Mm-hmm.
China. You know,
Yeah.
they really don't dare attack Korea,
Mm-hmm.
because if they attack Korea, they attack the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If nothing else, you have to go past the DMC. What is there, 75,000 Americans in the DMC?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So what are you going to do with those Americans? If you kill one of them, it's war.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And, I was talking about this thing. The problem with America is they've been trying to fight these limited wars since World War II, because what America really wants is peace. They're trying to maintain some kind of peace. And
Mm-hmm.
subsequently, they're like the policemen of the world.
Yeah.
They're not really fighting wars, they're fighting police action. Okay?
Yeah.
Because in a
So
war you kill everybody. World War II, they bombed civilians as well as soldiers. Now they're very careful not to kill civilians if they can help it.
yeah.
But if you ever had a war, a full out war like another world war, the Americans would kill everybody. Americans, very violent people, like, Koreans too. People think that violence is a bad thing, but if your country is going to survive, you have to have warriors. Make it more expensive to attack your country than to live with whatever they have to live with.
Yeah.
And I remember a lot of good friends of mine who went to Vietnam came back with a really big admiration for Korean soldiers, the ROK troops.
Yeah.
They said they were great fighters. They didn't put up with anything.
Mm-hmm.
One guy told me about they had ambushed a ROK patrol and killed a very popular officer. And the troops went all the way to North Korea till they found those guys and killed them all.
Yeah.
So that kind of reputation helps. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Now Korean economic situation is better than Philippines, better
Yeah.
than the Philippines. But that time we my country is helped from the Philippines, such as aid, right?
Well, I know in
Mm-hmm.
during the Korean War, Philippines sent troops to help repel the North Koreans and the Chinese.
Yeah. That
But
time Philippines are the richer than my country. Mm-hmm.
well, like Korea, the Philippines is strategically placed. Okay,
Yeah.
it has what they call Subic Bay.
Mm-hmm.
I lost your picture again, and I like seeing your picture. Hang on, we're going to do it again. Like North Korea, Subic Bay has installations where they can repair warships. Even the biggest ship at the sea, a warship at the sea, is the USS carriers, and they can go to Subic Bay or they can go to South Korea to be repaired. Okay, so that makes them strategically important. The other thing that makes Korea more important is the production of what do they call them? When they use them to make phones and computers. Gosh, see, I'm getting old. I can't remember things. Never mind. Well, they produce parts for computers.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it. What makes the Philippines important is their position and the fact that they're the longest ally of the United States in Asia.
Mm-hmm.
And even when Duterte got mad Duterte didn't like Obama, hated it. And so he kind of played up to the Chinese. And now the Americans have had to come back and kind of kiss him because they don't want him to go to the Chinese. So now they're getting a lot of aid from America. Before they weren't getting that much. So he's a pretty smart guy.
Yeah.
But South Korea
Yeah.
is becoming more and more important in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
Before, first it was the Japanese, right? Because they
Yeah.
wanted to balance the influence of the Chinese. And
Mm-hmm.
then now the Koreans. Because what happens is the Chinese will promise you everything, but they don't do anything.
Yes. Yes.
Okay? They will say,
Definitely.
okay, we're going to build this road. But to build the road, they want to bring all Chinese laborers. Well, there's laws against that in the Philippines. You cannot bring Chinese laborers to the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
So the North Koreans and the South Koreans, they'll bring, the South Koreans and the Japanese will bring engineers and managers, but they'll use local workers. And they're doing some marvelous things. They're building a railroad system that'll go from Manila to Clark.
Mm-hmm.
All these highways, they're building highways. And everybody always thinks, well, highways are good because you build highways for one reason, to move the military.
Yes.
That's it. People don't realize that.
Yeah.
So,
I think you look like an expert of the world war.
I just read a lot. I read a lot, and
Yeah.
I've always read a lot about that
So I love
because
it. Yeah.
there's a streaming video called Curiosity, and you got
Mm-hmm.
to get it. It's very inexpensive, and it's good for you to listen to. It'll help your English. And
Oh, really? Oh,
Curiosity
yeah.
is I'll
Mm-hmm.
I'll send you the web link. It's only $12 a year, and it's all documentaries. But
Mm-hmm.
it was talking about there's one part called Apocalypse, and what it says is the history of the world was determined by war. Anywhere you look, the borders. What determined the border between North Korea and South Korea? The war.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it stopped. That's where it happened.
Yes.
You look at the Middle East. The boundaries for the Middle East are really not conducive to the population or even to the landscape, but they were conducive to the French and the British when they won the war there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of times our life and our culture are so affected by war. So many things are invented during wartime
Mm-hmm.
and then become part of our culture. Like the GPS. GPS was made for the military,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so soldiers wouldn't get lost. But now everybody uses GPS, right? Really,
Yeah.
even the cell phone. The
Mm-hmm.
reason they kept getting the cell phone smaller and smaller is because the military wanted the phones smaller and smaller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of things that we take for granted in the world, it comes because of war. Drones, nothing. Drone
Mm-hmm.
technology has increased. Now everybody can own a drone.
Yeah. Drone is used in Taliban, Afghanistan, um, a few several weeks ago. Do you remember? Yeah, they American military want to collapse their IS
ISIS. Yeah,
ISIS.
yeah.
Yeah.
ISIS-5. Yeah.
Yes.
And they went out. But you know what? It's turning out that guy wasn't an ISIS-5 guy after all. The military right now, this is the most shocking time in American history. The military right now and the civilian government are really at war with each other.
Yes.
They just came out.
Yeah.
They just came out a big article that General Milley, who is the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff,
Yeah.
that he blocked Trump from the nuclear codes and worked behind. Well, that's treason. He can be court-martialed for that, and probably will be if it turns out to be true. And of course, Trump. I like Trump, but I blame him a little bit too. The first meeting he had with Tucker Carlson had this the other night. The first meeting that Trump had with the Joint Chiefs of Staff, he told them, "You're a bunch of losers. You forgot how to win a war," which was true. But you don't go and slap people in the face and expect that they're going to improve, unless you're going to fire them and replace them with somebody else. But the military, if you go back and through the Trump presidency, the military was never backing Trump and was always blocking him.
Mm-hmm.
The conservative people thought that the military was in favor of Trump because the enlisted men and the NCOs are in favor of him, but the officer corps was not in favor.
Mhm.
Mostly because Obama purged all the conservatives out of the officer corps when he was president. He got rid of all of it. So all that was left was liberal officers.
Yeah.
But when you lose a war, like I wouldn't say we really lost the war in Afghanistan. We did what we were supposed to do, but the way we left is so sloppy, it's going to cause a reshuffling of the officer corps. Same thing happened in Vietnam. When Vietnam ended the way it did, afterwards they fired half the officers and changed the philosophy, and they'll do it again.
Yeah. Oh, I imagine. I think America will revenge to Afghanistan.
Revenge?
Yeah, revenge. Because
I don't know if they'll revenge because
that's not sure. That's not sure. I think
the problem with Afghanistan is, what does Afghanistan have that we need? Nothing. What we can do is, the question is, can the United States control Afghanistan enough to keep there from being more attacks against the United States?
Yeah.
If they can do that, then you don't need to be in Afghanistan. Though I think, okay, this is the address for that streaming video. It's only $12 a year, and it's got a lot of great videos on that you'll enjoy. If you're interested in geopolitics, it's fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
You want me to show it to you? I can show it to you on share screen.
Oh, wow, amazing.
Wait. Okay.
Yeah, I saw your message video. Oh, I need. Do I need to sign up?
You don't need to do anything. Look. Okay.
Yes.
Say you're interested in history. Here's all the different things. There's the one I was talking to you about, Apocalypse. It does do a little bit more, like here's about the czars from Russia. Castles.
Yes.
Fortresses. All these different Cold War, hot jets, Hitler's gold. So Asian monarchs. Maybe they'll talk about the Joseon Empire. So that's just one area. But if you also want to look, if you're interested, say, in lifestyles or science, and you want to know about space.
Space, yeah. I love science.
The Hubble telescope. How the sun really works.
Yeah. My son is interested in planet. So I know it about. I know it very much. So much.
I know so much about the planets because my son
I know so
is
much
interested
about the planet.
Yeah. So your son maybe wants to be an astronomer when he grows up.
Yeah. When he grow up, he want to be a scientist.
That's good. He could be an astronomer if he's interested in the planets. Now, let's talk about your English, okay?
Yes.
I want to improve your English. What I want to do is I want to teach you how to think in English, okay? So we talked about this the other day, right? You need to start watching American movies or go to this Curiosity and watch one video, like 4 videos a week. but
Mhm.
no Korean subtitles.
Yes, I will try.
Okay, and don't try. You're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
If I
Don't try. Mm.
trying is saying I'm not going to do it.
I will do that. I will do
All right,
that.
you better do it because I'm going to be checking on you. Okay, we
Mhm.
talked about how to make your grammar better. Okay, this is very simple. You take an American book. This is a children's book. Okay, and you're going
Yes.
to open the book and you're going to read
Mm-hmm.
10 minutes every day out loud.
Yes. Okay. Children.
Perfect. The night train.
Mm-hmm.
I love that story anyway. I used to read it to my
Oh,
kids.
really?
Yeah. And
I
there's a
bought
night train
the,
in
yeah.
Houston, Texas.
I bought this book in IKEA.
Yeah. I love
IKEA.
IKEA. They're opening the biggest IKEA in Asia
Yeah.
in Manila. In
Uh-huh.
Manila. I
Wow.
can barely wait because my wife will go spend a lot of money there.
Mm-hmm.
We used to go to IKEA when we were living in the UAE, so she loves that store.
Do you live in Manila?
No, we live in Bulacan, which is about 30 kilometers from Manila. I don't want to live in Manila, too crowded.
Yeah, that's not so far.
No, no.
That's so
We can
far
wait.
away. That's so
We
far away. Mhm.
which is important because there's things that I have to do sometimes to go to the embassy, or sometimes there's some shopping that we can do there. Like there's big, different big malls or big, we call them souk markets. You know,
I remember the Philippines traffic situation is not good because
horrible.
yeah, terrible.
It's got better because they've built additional roads, but it's like there's construction going on all the time. They're always redoing the roads, but they're getting rid of all the trikes and all the jeeperies, and you
Hmm.
have buses that have bus stops and time schedules. So things are getting better with this president. It's,
Yeah.
take, it's taking a little while. I've seen a big improvement in the last 4 years. So
Hmm.
me and my wife used to get it if we were going to somewhere in Manila. We had to figure about 2 hours. Now we can figure about 30 minutes. So that's a big
Yes.
improvement.
Yeah.
Uh, but I want you to read out loud every day
Yes.
to your kids or whatever.
Hmm.
The way this works is there's a part of you that's called muscle memory. You know muscle?
Yeah, I know.
This is your muscle. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you use your lips, your jaw, your tongue, those are all muscles. When you
Hmm.
read out loud, what you read will then be stored in the area of your brain called muscle memory. This is how muscle memory works. You drive a car?
Yes.
Okay. You remember when you first drove a car? Your hands were on the 10 and the 2. You were very nervous. You thought about everything, pushing the clutch, let off the accelerator, then let out the, you thought about all these things and you were very nervous watching everybody. Okay. Now
Yeah.
you drive, one hand on the car, adjusting the radio, talking to your friend, and maybe even reach in the back and give your kid a hit. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's because you're no longer consciously driving the car. Your muscle memory is driving the car.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And
I totally
sometimes
got
you're having such a good time talking to your friend. All of a sudden you look up and you're at your house. You don't remember driving there. You don't remember going through the traffic lights. You don't remember anything. How did you do that? Muscle memory.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Um, same
Yeah,
thing
I got it.
when you were a little girl. You're walking home from school. You're talking to your friend, gossiping, blah blah blah, and you wake up. You're at your mom's house. How did you get there? Muscle memory. Okay.
Yeah.
People who practice karate or martial arts, they practice the same thing over and over and over again because then it becomes part of their muscle memory.
Yeah, that's right. If then my sentence structure is getting stronger, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Because you're practicing. Okay.
Yes.
So I'll give you an example. When we moved to the Philippines, which was about 4 years ago,
Hmm.
my wife's grandson came over and he had this. I'd never seen a bike like this. It was a mountain bike, had big tires, and it was orange, and it was a very nice looking bike. So I said, I want to ride your bike. And I got on the bike, and my wife saw me, and she's younger than I am. She's like 20
Yeah.
years younger than I am. She says, what are you doing? I said, I'm going to ride this bike. She said, when was the last time you rode a bike? I said, when I was at the university, 40 years ago.
Hmm. Yeah.
She says, you're going to fall down and hurt yourself. Well, macho American man, I'm not going to let my wife tell me what to do, right? So I ride the bike up the road and I ride the bike back.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of myself. But the real question was, how did I remember how to ride a bike after 40 years? It's very difficult. You have to balance, you have to pedal, you have to lean, you have to turn.
Yeah.
How could I still do that?
I think,
Muscle memory.
you must remember that skill, right?
I don't even have to think about it. I just get on it and do it. Okay. So that's what we want to do with your grammar, because your Korean grammar is already there. Okay. If I'm saying something in Korean and I say it incorrectly, you're going to say, no, Mr. G, you say it like this. I said, oh, I've made a grammar mistake. What rule did I break? I don't know. I just know that was a mistake. This is how you correct it. Okay. It's not like in English you go, oh, past tense, add ER to the end of the verb. Okay. That's why you're going when you're remembering the ER and how to apply it. Okay. So we're going to get rid of that by teaching you how to think in English. And part of it is we're going to put your grammar into your muscle memory.
I hope. Yes.
I beg your pardon? Again?
I will hope my sentence
repeat yourself
automatically, like you. Yeah.
Exactly. Just like you do. What people don't realize is how marvelous a brain God gave us. Much more powerful than a computer. If you wanted to match the brain power of your brain to a computer, you would have to have 4 hectares of land covered with laptops. And still wouldn't be as smart as you.
Yeah.
Think of all the things your brain does. Your brain tells your heart to beat. You don't have to think about it. It just does it.
Yes.
Right? Tells your hands to move. Tells your face to smile. You don't have to think about it. Your brain is doing all of that. At the same time, you're thinking. So what I'm going to get you to the place where your English is so good, you're going to start having dreams in English.
Oh yeah, several days ago, I heard the envelope at in first, but now it passed several days so far. I remembered envelope.
Yeah.
Means
So good for you. So you keep coming to visit me. You watch 4 movies a week. You start reading out loud every day. Your English is going to improve. As a matter of fact, what I want you to do, when we finish this class, I want you to take your phone and I want you to make a self-introduction in English. Hello, my name is, use your Korean name, but you can call me Ellie. I am 21 years old and I live in South Korea and I have 1 child and I am a housewife and I love my family. Whatever you're going to put down there. Okay? What your hobbies are. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Then, and in 6 months, I want you to get your phone and I want you to make your self-introduction in English. And then I want you to listen to the second one and you will be able to measure your improvement.
Yes.
Okay? Because if you go every day right now, you won't notice it. It's like a woman wants to be on a diet. She wants to get skinny, right? So she gets on the diet on the scale. Oh, I weigh 60 kilos, and I start the keto diet. Next day I get on 59 kilos, good. Then I get on the next day. Oh, I'm back to 60 kilos, and pretty soon they get discouraged and she quits. But if she got on the scale the first day and said I'm 60 kilos. And then waited for 1 month and got on the scale again. Oh my God, I weigh 50 kilos. Great diet. I'm going to keep doing it. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Because if you look every day, you won't be able to see the change.
Yes.
I noticed the change. You're already improving because you feel safe and confident. So you just talk.
I'm very, very glad to hear that. I'm imagining. Yeah.
Well, we got to go. We'll see you again soon, Ellie. Bye
Yeah, bye
bye.
bye.